Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Cilinix Crypto. Hope you're all doing great. Hope you're having a great start of the week so far. And welcome to your daily Bitcoin update. It's going to be a bullish update. I'm not completely sure anymore what we talked about yesterday. I think overall, and I stick with that. I think overall my main thoughts on Bitcoin right now are that, well, my obvious bias is obviously bullish. I mean, if you're anything but bullish on Bitcoin right now, which is at least on a 12-hour time frame in a real uptrend, as you can see, then that doesn't make sense. But ultimately, for me, the biggest question is not, well, is Bitcoin bullish now, yes or no? Which, yes, it is. But at the same point of time, the Bitcoin dominance, as you can see right here, is also still very, very high. So some altcoins have started moving since yesterday afternoon. But most altcoins don't actually look too great yet. And a lot of them are still down quite a bit after the bearish momentum we had the 10th of October, but also the bearish momentum last week, Friday. But like I said, all right, so that's the situation. Bitcoin is bullish. Some altcoins are also bullish. But in general, we are in bullish market circumstances. But for me, the big question is, well, can we actually not even get up to the previous all-time highs? Because I do think that's a possibility. But can we break above this range? All right, because in my eyes, and there's multiple ways you can look at this. But in my eyes, we've mostly ranged in the last couple of months between ultimately 72 and 73,500, the all-time high at the top of the range. And then the bottom of the range right here, mostly around 54, 56,000. So in my eyes, we still need to get a pretty big breakout in order to really turn bullish on the higher time frames and structurally. And if you ask me, do I think we're going to break out there? The answer would be no. And the big reason, and to be fair, I do think there's a possibility, all right? I mean, if you look at the circumstances right now, volume is probably getting up towards $50 billion. Which is ridiculously high, and that's definitely the volume you need to break out. And then if you take a look at the momentum, which I will have to zoom out a little bit more. If you look at the momentum is also at, I would almost say all-time highs. This could actually be all-time highs, but I'm not completely sure. But the momentum is very high as well. So obviously there is a chance that we can break out, but the volume and the momentum are very high at this point. And at this point, we're at 71,200. And then I do think we have to talk about the fundamentals as well, with the US elections coming up, which in my opinion is most likely going to be, at least short-term, a sell the news effect. We have a ton of NASDAQ and S&P 500 earnings. We have Coinbase earnings on Wednesday, which is also going to be important. So for me, purely technically, I'm not sure yet. I'm not convinced that we have enough fuel left in the tank to break out of this level and get up towards 80,000, for example, on the short term. And I think there's plenty of fundamental reasons to expect some sort of a sell-off. So that's what I think is most likely. For now, I still think we're bullish, and I'm not telling you we are going to crash on the short term, but I do think it's most likely that we will pull back from here, right? And that we will see another move into the 60s, potentially even the low 60s, before making real all-time highs. All right, so we could make an all-time high just spiking up there, but I think ultimately we're not going to break the all-time high area. So those are my thoughts. I think in general right now, looking at the technicals, combining them with the fundamentals, that's most likely. I personally also sold 50% of my Bitcoin spot bag at this level because I'm quite convinced about this. Now, hopefully I'm wrong, right? Because that means that the market is going absolutely parabolic. But like I said, short term, I'm still bullish. I think we can rally higher. I just don't think we will break out on the higher time frames. And I think it's more likely, given the fundamentals, we'll have one more pullback. Could be a pretty deep pullback before going up and making a new all-time high sustainably. And those are my thoughts. That's what I think you need to know for now. If you do have any questions, let me know down in the comments. But for now, thank you for watching. Take care and bye.